So you want to make hard beats. Beats that make people do this. Or maybe this. Well, then you've come to the right place. So I'm going to show you guys everything you need to know. BPM. I'd say 130 to 165 is pretty solid for these types of beats. If you have a specific song that you really like, just Google the BPM and go with that. Now for these types of beats, I would not recommend just making a bunch of different chord progressions or anything like that. What you're really gonna be doing is merging a bunch of different melodies together. So to get started, I got this melody right here. Honestly, you can go with something that's only 2 bars long. That's what I did here. And then to just make it a little bit more interesting, I just went and moved this note up an octave. But you really need something repetitive and catchy for these types of beats. And I added this other sound from a serum bank. Just added some sort of unique, interesting sound that just pops in and out in certain spots. You don't need to fill up all the space like you did on the other melody right there. And if you're having trouble picking out which notes to use, one good place to start is I started on the same note right here that was used in the last one, and then I just started adding different notes. And one trick I like to use is act as if I'm building another chord off of the previous melody. And the other melody I used F, but if we move this up 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which would just be the top of a chord, and that's how I kind of picked out that note. And then in addition to that, it's good to look at open spaces. Now from there, to kind of sauce it up and make it sound a little bit cooler, I panned each of the bell sounds to different ears. So you just right click here, go to automation and panning. And for both of these sounds, I didn't use any effects. I just went in and cut out some low end to make room for the 808. Then you're gonna grab another sound. Here, I'm more so kind of just copying the direction that everything's going. Throughout, I'm using some of the same notes as well, just up a different octave. And I'm just using the chord method I mentioned before, where you just go up 7 from whatever note you're doing. I want to get into like some actually mixing stuff that you can do to make your 808s just really cut through the mix. If you look at this, this is all just on the root note of the beat. This is going to be particularly helpful for these types of beats. You'll just want to find out what key your beat is in. For example, this beat was in C major, so I just left it in C. And maybe put it in some other places, but a lot of the times it's going to just sound best if you just leave it on. Things to keep it interesting, even though it's on the same note, is I moved it up an octave in certain spots, so like right here. And then the other thing was to like add like a kind of like stutter towards the end. I just added this 808 right here that kind of drops down and it's really low. Making your 808 really cut through your mix. 3 little things that you can do that will make a massive difference. If you're using a really subby 808, adding like a sharp kick sound. This is probably the #1 reason why your 808s are not cutting through the mix like you would like them to. All these other instruments we added right here, you do not want them to be louder or really even close to how loud your 808 is. This last thing, I've seen a lot of tutorials, but I never see anybody else talk about this. Very simple, and honestly, it's just something you should take with you forever after watching this video. Just going in to your 808s, adding an EQ. You want to cut out between 20 and 30 hertz. Everything below those frequencies is stuff that you can't even hear. And so all it does is it sucks energy away from your low end. Now, if you found that helpful, definitely check out this video right here.